it'd be good just to walk out the back one and there's a big group of cheetahs just lounging on it.
It'd be pretty nervous. They'd have to be vegetarian, toothless cheetahs.
Yeah, actually, like a massive tiger that was really friendly. Like, that'd be quite cool.
That would be cool.
You could lie near the fire with it.
What did you say?
I'd
Cheetahs?
like a pride of cheetahs, yeah. I love that sort of stillness, you know, when they're on top of rocks, like looking across the plains, looking for where they're going to get their next lunch from, but they're like dead still. And they're so elegant and like dead, really fast when they run, you know, the way that they run is just amazing. And I just like cats, I like any sort of felines.
Yeah, big
So,
cats.
yes, big or small cats, that's really like any sort of cat.
Okay, I'd say bears, baby bears, especially ones that do sneezing. But the characteristics are changed that they can't get bigger because they're cute and baby. It's not really a characteristic.
Do you like them big? Big and cuddly?
Well,
as long as they stay friendly.
Well, the other thing is, the other characteristic is like make sure they don't eat people. So they still got to be, but you know, they can go fishing. Bears can go fishing and stuff.
Yeah.
But whereas with most animals, they're not as cute, are they, when they get bigger?
They're nice and cuddly though. You get a huge bear. Don't you think it'd be cool seeing a huge bear walk down the black and white corridor?
On his back legs.
Yeah, or 4 legs.
Yeah, it'd be quite cool.
Big one.
Okay, maybe it could be like a mummy and like 3 baby bears, and they all stay the same. So you get the benefit of the big bear and the baby bears.
Okay, yeah. Just one family or loads of bears?
Well, she might get lonely actually. Yeah, daddy bear as well.
Okay, yeah. It'd be nice to have big ones as long as they were all friendly.
Why?
Because they're dead cuddly and you can go out there.
Oh, right. And if they were like sleeping outside, you could go and lie on them, it'd be warm.
Yeah.
A talking, flying jellyfish. It's the first thing that comes to mind.
Just one or loads of them?
Yeah, loads of them.
All over the place.
Yeah, that'd be excellent.
Do they talk English?
Portuguese. Man of war.
Man of war.
Did you change their name though from Man of War?
Yeah, man of peace.
Man of Peace.
You might have a kangaroo that could like shrink, like grow and shrink, so it could be small most of the time, and then when you wanted a ride, it could grow and you could get in its pouch and it could hop you like around the.
Why would it need to be smaller?
Well, because it wouldn't fit. It'd have to be pretty big to get an adult human in its pouch, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but why do you want them small? You said.
Well, because like it'd be too big otherwise.
Why?
Because it'd take up too much room.
There's loads of space in there.
Yeah, but doorways and that, it wouldn't be able to fit through the door. And it'd need more food as well. Not that that matters, but...
Kangaroos can fit through doorways, can't they?
Not giant ones.
I didn't say giant one, just
Yeah,
a normal
giant-
size one.
Oh, well, it's a giant one.
It's a giant.
Okay.
I'd quite like to combine loads of animal characteristics into like me. That'd be good. Because they've got loads of special features, haven't they? Animals like peacocks have got the big tails and stuff, and spiders can make webs. Octopuses can make ink. I think I'd like to be able to do all of those things.
I'm quite tired and my hair's frizzy, so... No, I'm quite conscious of that on the camera.
Yes.
It's a bad hair day, because otherwise I'd have it down if I was on the camera. And I'm really tired. But it's alright.
Like, you know, we were talking about the other day, were you there? With Richard? When he was saying about, you know, this tribe and the trouble that they had was jealousy, and they were trying to think of why they'd have jealousy. And I said, well, you know, it's until everyone's happy with what they've got, until someone points out to them that they could have better. And I was saying about how, you know, my sister had a yellow bike and she outgrew it. And I needed a bike, so John actually repainted Emma's bike. And I was so happy with it because my mum had decorated it and stuff. It was amazing. It had like tints around it and stuff. It was just really cool.
Did you know it was the same bike then?
Yeah, but it was my bike because it's black. It's a new bike.
Yeah.
It's a new bike to me, and I've got a bike now. And so, like, you know, kids have got bikes at school, so I went to school and stuff like that, and everybody just, not everybody, but loads of people just ripped the piss out of it because it was blatantly painted and it hadn't got the name down it and stuff, you know. And then I was just like, oh, I hate my bike, whereas before I just loved my bike, and I thought it was the most amazing thing until someone teased me and said, oh, your bike's rubbish, you know. Look at my bike, it says, you know, rally or whatever on it, and your bike's scabby and stuff. And I'm like that. And you know how much, you know, at Christmas and stuff like that, I'd get like loads of Cindy stuff. Because I went into Barbie. How amazing it was. You know, I had a horse and a little cart thing. John put it together and stuff. I just remember thinking how that amazing it is, and then you see how much stuff other kids had got. What? It's like 5 Christmases together, and they had like roast dinner midweek. When you go over to someone's house for tea and they'd have a roast dinner, you're like that. What? What's that about? And pudding? Midweek. Midweek, Rob. Pudding. Not just Sunday. Pudding midweek. Cakes midweek. Is that one not going now?
I think so.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. And then we just scudge it along. And we just do that. Just get a bit of glue.
You are the right piece.
Stick it together, look. It's a bit like my knitting.
It just seems so simple when you come to a place like this. Makes you wonder why.
Yeah.
You know, so many feelings of angst and disunity and you know, depression, and it's all over something which could be solved easily in theory.
A lot of that is communication, isn't it? The fact that we take a lot of time to actually talk with each other, you know, and listen to each other. And in normal life, as it were, people don't do that, do they? They're far too busy, or they think they're far too busy. And that's where a lot of problems arise, isn't it? Is that miscommunication or lack of communication, really. So not really then understanding where somebody's at, you know, not really understanding what's going on for them. Because we don't take the time to find out, really, or to really listen to somebody.
And it's almost as if society is discouraging that kind of connections between people.
Making them busier and busier, really, you know, and people feeling that they've not, that they're under pressure all the time. Yeah, so I suppose maybe we're all looking for somewhere we belong, but I suppose right now I'm very confident in myself. I feel very comfortable in myself. So I just feel that that's all I need, sort of thing, in some ways. You know, it's great to share it with like-minded people. And part of my reason I know that I gave for leaving Greece to various people was that there weren't enough like-minded people around. You know, very few people that I could talk to about things that I was interested in. And
does that feel any different to you?
Yeah, it feels different just being in England in general. Maybe that's because I'm speaking my own language again, but also because there are so many people, not just necessarily here, but round and about. You know, like the yoga class I go to are really lovely people as well, you know, and very open and spiritual. So Yeah, I think actually in England in general, you know, my experience is that there are quite a lot of open-minded, you know,
Have we go? Did you do some filming?
we're doing it.
What are you doing? Oh, sorry.
Starring Jonathan Harrison.
Sorry, I didn't see the camera.
See you tomorrow. You know, and I think they do exist in. I think they exist in all countries. It's a matter of seeking them out, isn't it? Of finding them, really. You know, finding people that are on your wavelength, really.
I feel I had a well-grounded upbringing, but there's something difficult with me where trying to build on that. I think because I was maybe brought up in quite a repressed working class environment, where there didn't seem to be an obvious outlet for having maybe a more not a typical working class upbringing, and I needed to find something which didn't exist around me, and that produced almost like a lack of confidence. And like if I'd lived in an environment where it was easy to kind of come to a place like this when I was young and find people to connect with, it would have been easier for me to build on having a well-grounded upbringing. But the fact that I didn't have that almost made me kind of not get detached from that well-grounded upbringing and try and live a life which kind of the environment I was in was more in tune, was more something obvious that came from that rather than from my, wasn't really to do with what I was.
So did you then try and fit into that environment rather than be yourself, sort of thing?
Probably spent at least like 15 years of my life trying to fit in on the terms that my environment said to me was the way to fit in. And that produced, or in a way I feel I got out of touch with the fact that I had a well-grounded background. And it's only by coming to a place like this I feel like it's reversing that process. Because I often feel here, particularly when there's like lots of young people and when we've had groups in and lots of kids, I've thought to myself, I wish when I was that age I'd had the opportunity to come to a place like this and get away from the kind of environment I was more used to.
I suppose they didn't exist so much really, did they, when we were younger, really? Weren't that many of them to go to, were there?
And I almost feel maybe my parents went through the same process and they'd reached a stage where they thought, oh, that isn't an option, so you have to accept these conditions you're in are the conditions you've got to accept. And that kind of fed through to me and in a way maybe corrupted the kind of the other elements in the background which were so well grounded. Sometimes I compare this part of my life to the stage when I was at the bank for a few years. Because when I first joined the bank I was shy because I was 18 and I was dead quiet. But then after I'd been for like a year or two, I started kind of getting a bit more confident. But it was different from being here because there was still parts of me which were just not active at all. Because I was doing a job that wasn't suited to me. But the process feels the same here, but it just seems stronger because it incorporates things that kind of feel right for me and nothing to do with banking.